Hello, I'm Steve. Welcome to the Patio Heat channel, where we create visual concepts of infrared heating as well as tips for outdoor comfort. Our one-on-one customer support helps you make the best decisions for your applications. We strive to earn your business. Visit our patioheat.com website for sales and more information. Now let's get heating. All right, here we have this covered porch area here, and basically we have a seating area over here. I think they said they had some tables out here at some point. There is a TV set. I have this at a 30-degree angle off the wall. I'm not quite sure the whole dimension of the TV, but you can see that it comes out probably a couple of feet here from the back edge here when it is rotated. There is a fan here in the center. Not quite sure how low it comes, but I have it just, I think, about at the same level as the top. Oops, sorry, the top of the these beams coming across here. These beams, I just have 2x6s, and I'm not quite sure where they actually are sitting. I do have this one here sitting on the center of these posts here, and this one over here I have it at 6 inches further to the right. So I think that's about it. Let's look at the overall dimensions. We have here. We have basically a 16.4 by 16.4 area. There's an extra 6'4" feet over here. This is an entry exit point. You can see the floor plan here. Basically, the floor plan has the entry exit point over here. Not quite sure about this beam here. The image was different than the floor plan here. You can see that the door swings out. This is a screened in area. So this door here swings out. These French doors, I don't have the same exact doors that they have, but they swing in to the residence. And then there's another section over here of the patio area that this screen door swings out to. So just remember, this is a screened in area, so using gas heaters may not be a good example or idea for this application, especially because there's no ventilation up here in the ceiling area. Another thing, I got 9-foot ceiling height starting point here on the edge, and then a 10'8". So the slope I ended up with, it was I believe a 11.7 degree slope. And I think they said it should be around the 12-degree slope, and I think that's about it. So let me go ahead and turn this and the dimensions off. And so first of all, putting the heater on the perimeter. Let's see if I can find that. So putting the heater on the perimeter, this is a CD model, and this is a 5024, so a 39-inch long unit, dual element. 5,000 watt. Now it does call for, if you're going to place it on a vertical surface like this with a ceiling above it, it calls for 12 inches of clearance. And so it's pretty apparent that this here won't work unless you were to somehow make a longer bracket or hang it from a chain or something of that nature. And also, if you look at the ray here, the ray looks pretty good, but again, don't see how we can mount that. I'm not quite sure of the true depth of this portion over here, but this is say that this ends up being about 6 to 10 inches high. We still don't have room to attach the bracket to it, so this is not something we're going to do. And just wanted you to see that I do look at all options. So next option would be, can we use a 6,000 watt unit? These are 6,000 watt 240 volt heaters. I like the unit itself. However, the clearance above the unit itself looks good. Basically what I've done here is I've taken a measurement from this beam here. Let me just turn off the ray here for a second so I can maneuver. I've taken a measurement from this beam here to the inside edge of this starting of the post here and centered the unit within that span. And you can see the top clearance is not an issue, but when I go and push on the, put on the bottom clearance here, we start to have an issue with the clearance over here. So basically what I've done though is taken the heater and mounted it on the ceiling 18 inches up from this edge here. You can see that, when I go 18 inches up from the edge from this side here of the heater from this edge here, you know, I'm actually gaining a little bit more because I'm going on a slope here, so it could actually come down slightly, but in any case, that's where I got my measurement, is the 18 inches from the back edge there to that beam here. Over here, you can see if I place the unit in this direction here, then I have an issue with the beams again, and this portion of the patio, I think. Actually, we're meeting this here, but we're just not meeting this here perfectly. So that does become an issue, and you would have to either, you know, maybe slide this down just a hair, and still make sure that you're meeting your clearances back here, or utilize something different. But here you can see we have this is a really good application for this kind of space. But we have very good coverage with this, and not knowing the exact distances between this beam and this beam does limit my recommendation in regards to that. Let me see if I can get rid of that line here. And in any case, it's very close, you know, within fraction of an inch here to meet the clearances. So let's go ahead and look at the footprint of heat. Here you can see, and I should also mention that the heater is at the same slope as the ceiling. So we're matching the ceiling, and therefore we're not required to worry about the any other clearances other than the fact that we're looking at the clearance above, and that clearance above here, you know, is 6 inches from the top of the heater to the ceiling itself. So but in any case, we have a really good coverage, and this would be a very nice application, with the exception of that clearance on the lower side over here based on that beam. All right, so let's go ahead and turn that off, and then look at the final option, which would be to place 4 of the 5,000 watt units. These are dual element units just like the 6,000, but they're shorter, 39 inches long. And we don't have those same clearance issues with regards to with regards to the here we go, sorry about that, the length of the unit itself. So the length of the unit, the clearances are no problem with regards to a 5,000 watt unit, and the coverage is really good as well. So this would be my overall recommendation for this application. Now you could place the heaters, you know, maybe just 2 of them, something of that nature, but you're not going to get a good coverage for the space that you're occupying. Also, if you were to place the heater here underneath, you could probably do that, and one over here. But again, the coverage is going to be very limited. So let's just go ahead and look at that option. And if you're the client here, you can give us a call and let us know what you think about that. But here is a CD6024 model, and we'll just plop it right up in here. And let me go ahead and change the angle here quickly and go with the 90-degree, and we'll center it within the span here. Let's see here. All right, so yeah, you could do something like this. This would work. Again, you'd have to come up with your own bracketry, because the brackets just aren't made for this mounting type. However, you know, here's a good coverage. It's not going to give you complete coverage here or complete warmth here, but it'll give you roughly, it's going to be 11 foot this direction, up to 12 feet, 10 feet this direction, and that's kind of the footprint you'll receive on something like that. Also, you can see that it's, you know, it's made for a little bit higher of an application, so that the spread is a little bit further apart. So, you know, I just mentioned here about the 12 foot by 10 foot essentially is really designed for a higher application. So this would be more intense than what is really recommended by the manufacturer. So let me go ahead and get rid of that and just go back to the 5,000 watt units mounted in this orientation. I should also mention no problem with the TV at the 30-degree angle. And there you go. All right, well, I hope this has helped. If you're looking for some assistance with your outdoor heating application and you'd like us to review your plans, please send your information to designs@patioheat.com. I'm Steve. Please tap that like button if you find this video useful. We don't advertise, we're not monetized. YouTube does not support us unless we receive a thumbs up from our viewers, and we thank you so much for doing that. Have an excellent day.